Ty, how's it going?
It was great, man.
What do you have planned for this week in terms of workouts? What are you doing?
I'm only doing drills for the combine now. Do the rest at the pro day.
Ty, what did you see in Edric that made him get on the field during the college football playoff that maybe he wasn't doing early in the year, and what do you think that he can be in the future?
I think his leadership. I mean, being a freshman coming in with a lot of hype. I mean, it comes with a lot of pressure. So I feel like him being able to come in and be a freshman and kind of lead his group, I mean, it made him a better player. And then he wanted to be great, so he ended up picking our brains and be able to just get as much information out of us as he could. And man, it paid off going into later in the season, man. And you just see he stepped up and kind of filled that backup role for Tyleik and held him, allowed him to play, held it down, and he was playing good.
What about Tyleik makes him such a unique player as a defensive tackle?
I think his size, honestly. I mean, to be that big and be able to be as mobile as he is, I mean, it makes him an amazing player. I mean, to be able to be as fast as he is, get up the ball, be able to strike with his hands, and be able to shed blocks easily, man, makes him a great player.
I think the last 3 years, the answer to who's the strongest player on the team has been you.
Yeah.
Everybody we ask, who do you think takes that over now that you're not there anymore?
I don't know, man. I mean, it could be a lot of people. It could be Austin Seyerfield. It could be Carson Hinsman. I mean, we got a couple candidates down there, but, I have to go down there and check out to see. So.
Ty, JT and Jack came in as five-star guys. Tyleik was a pretty highly coveted guy.
Yes, sir.
Kind of under the radar. Did it ever bother you that you were kind of overlooked during your career?
No, not at all. I mean, I'll just keep my head down and work. I mean, that's where I've been raised to do my entire life. So just being able to keep my head down, work as hard as I can. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. So, I mean, hard work going to pay off. I mean, the guys know, everybody in the facility knows how hard I work and how respected I am there. So I'm not worried about it.
All four of you guys are here. So next year you have four new guys. What would you say to people who wonder what the defensive line of Ohio State's going to look like next year?
They're going to be just as good. I mean, I know they're young right now, but then by the time the season starts, you're going to see a great group of guys that are going to go out there and play for each other, and then it's going to shock the world.
Who's going to be your replacement? Is that what you're thinking?
You said who's going to be my replacement?
Who's going to replace you?
I mean, we got a lot of good candidates from last year. I mean, Cade McDonald probably would take that role, and I feel like he's suited. I mean, I was able to kind of bring him on my wing last year, kind of helped him out, kind of guided him through, so I think he'll be ready to play this year.
What makes him special?
He's kind of got that Tyleik stature, just a little bit shorter. I mean, he's just a stout guy, strong. He's able to get great penetration and be able to use his hands well. So I like the ability that he has, and I think he could use it and be great at Ohio State.
Then with Edric, how did you see him attack the move with getting input from you and Tyleik and you guys when he moved to tackle from end? How did he attack it?
Yeah, man, he just wanted to do anything to help the team win. And I feel like he was naturally a bigger build, so being able to play the hybrid end and go down to three-tech was kind of natural for him. And he's just such a strong guy, so being able to go to three-tech, he just went in there and kind of dominated from the start, so it made it easy for him to adjust down there and made it easier for him to play three-tech and get to that role.
Ty, you mentioned Austin and Carson. How did you just see that interior offensive line grow in the CFP run?
Yeah, just being able to understand that your faults and be able to understand your weaknesses and be able to grow from it. I feel like kind of getting punched in the mouth by the team up north allowed them to be able to really grow from their weaknesses and be able to learn from it and be able to use that as fuel in the fire to be able to use that. So just the ability to use that all the time when you go into any game, just unfeared, unscared, and just be able to go out there and play.
Did you see from those guys just push you more in practice as the year went along?
Yeah, I mean, we always gave each other good battles every time we went to practice. I think that's one thing Ohio State prides itself on, be able to do good on good a lot of times, because, that's what makes us better going against players that you'll see. So we hope that when you get into the game, it's not as hard because we're already going against the best players in practice.
Have you met with the Buccaneers this week?
I have not met with the Buccaneers.
Ty, how much has it helped you in this process to have an older brother who's already been through it?
It's great. I mean, being able to him go through this and me allowed to pick your brain just to be able to understand what I want to get into, be able to see what's going on. I mean, you're just telling me just to enjoy the experience. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so being able to be here and just soak it all in and learn as much as I can.
Ty, a lot of the prospects here talked about being students of the game, man. Who have you watched on a pro level that you kind of taken some of the things that they do and apply to?
Yeah, one of the main guys I like to watch is Cameron Hayward. I mean, not just because he went from Ohio State, but I feel like he kind of compares to me the most. I mean, he's a bigger guy. I mean, strong guy. Loves to use his hands, man. And he's just fierce in the run game. And being able to see him and watch him and study him, man, I feel like I like to model my game, especially as he is offside the field. I mean, he's a great man. That's someone I want to be when I get older.
How much did the extended playoff affect your ability to prepare for this? Do you think that had a bit of an impact?
Yeah, you know, going through a long season, it was like 17 weeks. I mean, it's kind of hard. Beats up on your body. It's a long season, long game. So, and of course, we're going against the best teams in the country, so it's even more physical. So being able to beat your body up, yeah, it gets hard to try to recover. So that's what I'm just trying to do, just get my body at full 100% before I go out and do it.
Do you
What
think
have you
your
learned
coaches
about
kept
your-
saying it was like an NFL mentality? Do you think that prepared you for the next year?
Yeah, I definitely think it prepares you for it because, you know, like the NFL is a long season as well. So being able to have that experience before even going in, it gives me a leg up for other players who didn't get to play as long.
What have you learned about yourself through this process?
Learning about myself is that just being patient. I mean, allowing everything to come to me, not trying to force anything. It allows me to just be me. I mean, be myself. Everybody's gonna respect you for being you. So being able to go out there and just present my best self here, I mean, it makes me a better person.
Have you talked to the Chiefs at all?
I have talked to the Chiefs.
Yeah. What were those conversations like?
It was great conversations. I mean, these guys, I mean, they have a lot of good D-line talent there. So having guys there, I mean, they feel like I could fit in very well. I mean, have guys who pull me in to really help me out and allow me to really get in their fist system and fit in there and be a good player there.
Yeah, you talked about you watch Cam Hayward. You watch Chris Jones at all?
Yeah, Chris Jones. I mean, yeah, that guy's amazing. Be able to explode the way he did in the past few years, man. He's great. I mean, that guy's practically unblockable. So we've been watching him a little bit. I mean, the way he uses his hands, I mean, he doesn't allow people to touch him.
Right.
Yeah.
Ty, what was your favorite game or memory or moment from this past season?
Definitely win a national championship. I mean, there's no better feeling than that to be able to go out there. I mean, with a whole bunch of guys you grew up with for the past 5 years. I mean, see us really pull through after hitting a couple bumps in the road and be able to really exert ourselves and really make it all the way to the national championship and win it all, man. It's a great feeling.
Do you feel like it's sunk in yet? Like, what's it feel like to be a
Oh, yeah. It's that. Since being off the team now, it's definitely sunk in now that we really won the national championship. It's going to sink in even more. We'll be able to see the rings that we got. We can get here probably in the next month, so, yeah.
What's it like seeing JT and Jack get so close like they have, and then see them here and be roommates again here? What is that like?
I mean, it's nice. I mean, especially, to have the entire defensive line here at the Combine. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's not too many times you get, not too many teams to be able to have that. I mean, it just shows the elite level that we have and that they have been at Ohio State. It just shows how great we are and how great we can be.
Has it felt like a whirlwind going from you played a championship game a month ago to now you're here?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm kind of still playing for Ohio State, but it's like I'm not playing it no more. So it's kind of weird, kind of trying to get to that adjusting point that I'm stepping into a new chapter in my life. So just being relaxed, calm, and just walking there with being myself.
Are you planning to work out tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be doing the drills. That's about it.
How much time have you had off? How much time have you taken off for yourself since the game?
We had a week. I mean, a week after the game, and then after that, I flew straight to California and went right to training.
You mentioned that, it's like it feels like you're still playing for Ohio State. When you've been there for 5 years, like how hard is it to pull away from that and not be a part of it?
Yeah, it was definitely hard the first couple of weeks. I mean, trying to it was just definitely a slower pace. I mean, being at Ohio State, everything was up-tempo, upbeat. Everything was hard work. I mean, you're doing group activities all the time. I mean, it's hard to be able to adjust to be more of a calm setting. I mean, you're doing a lot of things on your own when you get in the NFL. You're not guided anywhere, so you got to be able to adjust to that, and that's probably the biggest thing.
How well do you feel like that prepared you for the next level, that up-tempo nature?
I like to say that Ohio State is the best at preparing. I mean, you can see player after player going to the NFL. I mean, just mean one of the best players because just the way Ohio State and the system that they had. I mean, they did things in an excellent way to prepare you for the league, and that's why I'm grateful to be able to go to that school.
Have you thought about you're going to line up the next time you're on the field without those defensive linemen you were talking about next year that's been a part of your journey? Yeah, it's kind of sad. Obviously, I wish we could have even just one of them be on the team with me and make it even a better experience being there. I mean, a lot of questions they like to ask is like, who would you bring with you? I mean, of course, is here any one of my D linemen bringing those guys with me. So it's definitely going to be different. But, I mean, there's a lot of great talent on these teams, a lot of great D linemen in there. So I love to learn from other people, learn from them, and be able to grow from them.
Do you and Jack tell Lorenzo and Sonny they have to carry a Pickerington torch on?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I like to say all the time, man, the Columbus, man, brings it to Ohio State, man. It's the best player. So being able to be there and still representing Pickerington, I mean, we got a lot of good guys still in Pickerington that's still in high school. We get to get up there. So them representing is great.
Cody was talking about the
with Sonny being a potential blocko next year, being a potential captain for the team. Where have you seen Sonny kind of grow as a leader, and what do you think about the new role that could be heading his way next season?
Yeah, I think that just the leadership off the field made it so much better. I mean, from a guy who started off as safety, moving to linebacker, I mean, it was a natural adjustment for him. I mean, he made no complaints, none of that. I mean, he just came in and worked, and kind of like me, like we just worked as hard as he could every single day, just learn the playbook. I mean, you can see the leadership on the field when he's out there calling the plays with confidence and being out there supporting his team. Man, his team rallied behind him.
What do you see?
What do you think about Jim Knowles going to Penn State?
It's interesting. I mean, I have no comments on it. I want nothing but the best for him, but being at Penn State, so, I mean, it's not for the best for him.
Who do you see emerging as a leader on that defensive line at Ohio State next season?
Keon Jackson. I feel like this role, I mean, I've talked to him. He definitely wants to step up. He's stepping up this year. I mean, he's played a good amount of time last year. I feel like him being able to go out there and really step up and be a leader for the team, that's something that he can do, especially with the talent that he has.
Ty, what do you hope to show NFL teams this week when you make it there?
I mean, when you got pads on and stuff like that, being especially interior guy, you really don't get to see me run. So being able to go out there and really run, be able to see my movement, be able to see my bend and my ability to move around, you know, definitely surprised a couple of coaches.
What was the most pivotal moment of the season for you guys?
As hard as it is to say, being losing to him North, I mean, that was kind of like the pivotal role that really hit the whole team in the face and allowed us to really kick the fire underneath us and be able to play to our best abilities that we knew we had since the beginning of the season. I mean, as much as it hurts to lose, I mean, it kind of set the tone for the rest of the team. I mean, you see how we dominated teams in the playoffs.
So people have talked about that meeting. Did your opinion of Ryan Day change, or how did it change after that meeting, knowing that he's the coach sitting there taking basically the brunt of the feedback?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't change at all. That's how it should be. I mean, being a coach there, I mean, he's up front and he's going to tell you everything. He takes criticism, and that's just something that being a man to be able to drop your ego and take criticism, I mean, that makes him even a better coach. I mean, not a lot of coaches can do that, so it makes him even better that he's here for his team. He's not just trying to be the head coach. He wants to be for his team, so I appreciate him for that.
That's how you won the national championship. The one thing they didn't accomplish was beating Michigan. How much does that still bother you? Is that going to haunt you for a long time?
Of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole goal of going to Ohio State, you want to beat the team of the North. I mean, especially with my brother, he's never lost to him, so it's kind of like a bragging rights to the dinner table. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we won a national championship, so that's something I get to carry on for the rest of my life.
You mentioned being able to surprise some people. Do you feel like you're a little bit overlooked just because of how much talent you had around you at Ohio State?
We had a lot of good guys. I mean, that's what comes with being at Ohio State. I mean, you got talent everywhere. So, I mean, just being able to just be myself and just be able to show people who I am, and that's what I'm here for. So I'm just going to do everything possible to be able to prove the people that support me right.
Where do you see yourself? Are you going to stick at nose? Do you want to do you want to be 3-tech? Like, where do you think you fit best?
I want to be versatile. I want to be. I can play a little bit 3-tech, play nose guard anywhere on the inside. I feel like I can play, maybe even a little outside. Who knows? So just being able to be versatile. I feel like playing at Ohio State, we were allowed to move around a little bit and allowed me to show my talent. So being able to be versatile and play anywhere allows me to be a better player in the league.
You mentioned Kenyatta. What are people going to see from him this year?
They're going to see a more developed player. I mean, I feel like this year is kind of the set in stone of him being able to take over the role of being a defensive end out of Ohio State. So I feel like he has all the talents, all the skill set to be able to go out there and be one of the best DNs to come out of Ohio State. So it's up to him to be just hone in on the leadership and be able to be the best player he can and lead others to be just like him.
What do you feel like are the best attributes you're going to bring to an NFL team?
Obviously, just being able to shut down the run. I mean, I feel like I pride myself in my run game and not being blocked by a single person. So I'll just be able to go in there and be able to be an elite run stopper, but also be able to go on third down as well and be able to show my pass rush. I mean, and go out there and do the best I can, something I didn't really get to do at Ohio State.
How much do you feel like you grew as a pass rusher at Ohio State, and where do you feel like you can still grow in that area?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like power is always my go-to at pass rusher, and I feel like it worked. I mean, we didn't really get to rush as much at Ohio State, but the times I did get a rush, it showed. I mean, my power and my skill set allowing to move guys out the way and make sacks. I mean, it's something good. I mean, I feel like obviously you always need something to work on a pass rush. There's different moves that come off of it, like finesse moves, any type of chops and stuff like that. Just to work on those and finishing sacks is something I could work on.
What do you think are the biggest lessons you'll take from Larry Johnson with you to the NFL?
Honestly, just focus on the little things. I mean, technique is critical when it comes to defeating the block or getting blocked. So, I mean, just honing in on those small techniques and always making sure that I'm critiquing myself in the best way possible and not getting complacent.
other than Cade McDonald, who are the other interior guys you expect to step up next year?
We got guys like Edric in there, Jason Moore, Taiwan Malone. I mean, the younger freshmen in there. I feel like everybody can step up. I mean, those are guys that have played a little bit last year. I feel like having every position vacant, I mean, it allows for competition. So being able for those guys to step up and really prove themselves so they can play at an elite level is going to be something I'm looking forward to see.
How important is it for you to leave that room in a way that they are prepared to step up?
Super important. I mean, I feel like that was our whole goal as leaders, to be able to just elevate the younger guys and allow them to, so when we leave that they can carry the torch. That's what we like to say. So everybody moves up from the back seats to the front seats. So I feel like we give them the possibility to be able to move up to the front seats and be ready for every challenge that's thrown at them.
I think JT said there'll be another 15 Buckeyes here next year. So your prediction on a number?
I have no idea. I mean, I think there'll be a lot of guys. So, I mean, we like a lot of good talent, a lot of young guys. I mean, who knows?
What do you think it would mean for this group of guys that's here to either tie or break the record of people from one school getting drafted in a draft? The record's 15 right now, so you guys.
Yeah, it would mean a lot, honestly. I mean, these guys work hard. I mean, being at Ohio State, you got a lot of great guys there. I mean, guys we showed, and our film shows, man. I mean, this is probably one of the more complete teams that we had in college football. So I feel like the scouts understand, I mean, coaches understand that how good of guys we have. And then not only do we have good on the field, man, we're great character guys, man. So, yeah.
How good is Seth McLaughlin?
Oh, he was great, man. I mean, being able to come from Bama and be able to jump on Ohio State, I mean, you feel like you played on for him the whole time. I mean, this guy was a great guy, not only off the field, but on the field as well. I mean, he was very technical sound, man. He had a great technique. It's hard to get around him in practice. So, I mean, it definitely showed in game. So, he's a great guy. I appreciate him.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.